Join me to invoke the name of our teacher 3 times. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Today I want to talk to you about how we practice the Metta. M-E-T-T-A. That's the loving kindness. I think, what we need to do is to practice sincerity. If you practice sincerity, you can practice Metta. What is Metta? Metta is the loving kindness. Be careful, don't get confused with the Karuna, the loving compassion. Loving kindness is difficult to practice. First, you have to understand what Buddha means by Metta, by loving kindness. That means you have to love yourself. You have to respect yourself. And he said, after you love yourself, then you're successful. You can love other people. If you don't love yourself, it's difficult to love other people. Some people thought, I can love somebody else. And I don't love myself because it looks like a selfish, look like it's narrow-minded. It's not true. You have to love yourself. Because you have to respect yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself, you have a Buddha nature. Or you don't call Buddha nature, you call awakened nature. You don't call awakened nature, you call intrinsic value. You have a value as a human being. You have a value. You have to see that you're a very valuable person. If you're a valuable person, then you can practice Metta, loving kindness. So after you love yourself, and you turn around, love your loved one, your friend, your family, your dear one, and extend it to the neutral people, the people you don't know, the neighbor or somebody you don't know, but you love them. And finally, you love the people, they're not good to you. In the past, they antagonize you, or they try to stab you on the back, even they try to hurt you. You love them. That's difficult. This is unconditional love. It's very difficult. But you can do it. Do slowly. And think about that. You can do it. And then misunderstand the karuna, the loving compassion. Loving compassion, it looks a little bit like pejorative. It looks like, you feel sorry for somebody. You look down on them. You feel, I'm sorry for you. You're not good, You're poor, you're not educated. You come from a low class. I feel sorry. I give you something like out of my kindness I give to you. Look down on them. It's not that the karuna Buddha teaches. Karuna has to do with love and compassion and respect. Okay? If you respect somebody, you love them, you help them with karuna, compassion, that's a true compassion. And if you look down and feel sorry for them, have pity on them, it's not karuna. It's not loving compassion. It's like you claim yourself, you're higher class, you look down on the lower class. No. Everybody is equal. In Buddhism, Buddha said, we are born equal. Okay? There are no class. There are no gender difference. There are no age difference. Everybody have Buddha nature. Everybody have that intrinsic value. So even the newborn baby or even the young person, the intrinsic value is the same as the old man. Sometimes better than the old man. The old man sometimes have too many hindrances, too many misconceptions. So that old man have the mind distorted. Okay? It's not as good as the young people. So we have to think about that. And think about the true karuna, the true compassion. Okay? I tell you, like in the history, we see something, there's a misconception. For example, when you join the service, we have a lot of benefit, but I see that's wrong, okay? Like you go to Phuoc, you can buy cigarettes very cheap, you can buy booze, you can buy alcohol, whiskey, cognac, everything very cheap. So I tell them that you hurt them instead of helping them. Because you bring in the young person, when they get out at 50, after 50, they become alcoholic, they have serious liver, they have all kind of problems. So bring in a good guy, a healthy guy, and bring out old and diseased person. So it's not the law. It's a misconception. And they do that, they say, oh, maybe to please the people, they go into service. No, you really hurt them. It's not to please them, it's not satisfy them, it's to hurt them. So it's not, like for example, young people like these people, okay? When you go to school, you see some kid, they come from disadvantaged family. They're poor, the father alcoholic, the mother, she have a 2 job, 3 job. She make a living. Nobody care for them. They live in poor neighborhood. All the gangster, all the kids, they from our gangs. So we come to help. You help, but you don't do the homework for them. We help them to understand, to study, make them do the homework themselves. We don't go there, tutor them, oh, I do the homework for you, so you can turn in, have A or A plus. No, don't do it. Just come there to help them, play with them, and guide them, make them study, make them do the homework. That's the best way to help. That's the true karuna. Not go in there, also, okay, let me come there, I do the homework for you, you turn in, you had A plus. It's not a good help. So it has to be some wisdom. So when you practice metta or karuna, you have to have wisdom. Don't use it blindly. Don't use it with the sentiment, okay? Use with the wisdom, the mind, the intelligence. That's the best way to practice metta or karuna, okay? So everything Buddha teach you have to think it. Think about why he teach us to do it. We have to do the right way. Don't do the wrong way. Don't do like emotional. If you do with emotion, it's not a good one. Do with the wisdom, with also thinking. You think that it's good, it's right to help the people, to practice the metta or the karuna the good way. Don't practice because you're a kind person, you're a loving person, but too much emotional. So I said, okay, I think they're poor, I have to give them money, I have to give them something. That is not a way to help them. Help them so they can help themselves. If you help them to help themselves, it's better. Like people, they say that, then give them the fish, teach them how to do the fishing. If you teach them, you give them the fish, they eat the fish, that time they want another fish, they want the bigger fish, they depend on you. But you teach them how to do the fishing. They can do it, they can fish, and they can bring the food home for themselves. They be a good person, they self-help. That's the true metta, the true karuna, okay? So practice something with thinking, with really truly the Bodhisattva way. And you hear some people, they said the contradictory Bodhisattva. Like some Bodhisattva, they go in the prostitute house. They said, Bodhisattva go to the prostitute house. No, they go there. They try to reform the prostitute. They didn't come there for the prostitute. They come for the people and they do the drinking. Not they drink with them. They do that, try to understand them. The understanding. You understand them, their problem, and help them to get out of the drinking. That's the Bodhisattva. So sometimes you see these people, How come they come to the prostitute, they come to the bar, and they are bad people? No, they have a good intention. They want to help, okay? Or they join the gang. It's not they join the gang, try to beat up the people, try to kill the people. No, they try to go to the gang, understand the gangster, try to understand them, why they do it. It's difficult, and hopefully you can reform them, you can change them. You know, really in Buddhism, you cannot change anybody. They have to change themselves, but you influence them. If your good behavior, your example, and they change after you, okay? Like even your family, you cannot change your children. You give example, a good father working and give a good example. The kids, they look at the father and say, my father is honorable person. They do the same way. You cannot tell them, I impose you, you have to do this, you have to do homework, you have to do this one. If you don't do, I beat you up, I spank you, I make you kneel down. Doesn't do anything. Only the good example. You see the father is good, you see the mother, she's good. She cares for the children, she loves them, she loves it, the true love. They learn and they change, they become a good person. That's the true teaching, okay? So when you practice metta and karuna, you have to think such a way you can do and help it. Okay. I talked to Master Quang, I said, try to be a good monk, okay? It's difficult to be a good monk, but you can be it, okay? It takes a lot of self-sacrificing, a lot of things we can do. If you think that you can serve the community, you can serve the other Buddhist member, you can be a good monk, okay? I tell him, if you're young, by the time you're 70, 80 years old, you'll be a very, very good monk. You see, many monks, they really good because they know how to serve. Many nuns, they know how to serve, okay? Like Mother Teresa, she's not a nun, but she's a Catholic sister, but a wonderful sister. She acts like a bodhisattva. All her life, serve the people, serve the poor people, the sick people. She doesn't care for herself. She lives a very simple life. She dressed very simple. Even when she died, she tells her, the sister with her, said, make a simple funeral. They make a funeral, 2 million people go there. That's against her will. She doesn't want that. She wants very simple. Why? She doesn't waste the money. Because we make 2 million people, we waste so much money. That money can help poor people, can educate a lot of children, can treat a lot of sick people. Instead of making 2 million to go a big funeral, what's for? That's the form, the substance. You're dead, you know, you have nothing. Why you need to have a big funeral? Okay? Very simple. That's the true monk, a true nun. And like a Thích, when he died too, he go back to his own temple in Vietnam. When he was a novice, he didn't stay at Plum Village. He plays Plum Village, he gets sick, he gets that. Million people come in, they pay, do everything for him. He said, no, I just want to go to my place. I was a simple novice, a little novice with my teacher, the temple before. I died a simple death. I don't want everybody to make a big funeral. But they did it anyway, okay? After that, it's again his will. So the people, they think they didn't waste the money of the other people. They think that's the true metta, that's the true karuna, okay? So think about that. Think about the teaching Buddha teaches, like himself. He was very simple. When he died, okay, he go back to Katina, okay, the place, and Ananda tried to have a work there. He walked to the deathbed, he cried at the bed, he gave the last teaching, and he take the last student before he died. He didn't depend anybody. He teach them the last thing. He didn't want the people to do something. He said that after that, cremate me. Simple thing, do it. You see, he didn't ask for anything special, anything sumptuous. That's the true monk. Okay. So today I want to talk to you about the metta, the karuna. Think about that. Practice sincerity. If practice sincerity, it can be a true good person. And exercising metta, karuna. That's all I want to talk to you today. And Master Quang and Chi Minh reached with us. We have a long day yesterday and today. We have to go to do the funeral service of an old man. The old man, he was here. He's 94 years old. He's a very good man. He helped the temple a lot. He served the temple a lot. And he lived a very frugal life too. So he died. Quang Chi and Chi Minh and myself, we do it yesterday and today. And Leon Quang Minh yesterday too. We spent a long day, we do it. But we want to pay back to him that the service he gave to all of us. He want to help everybody. He do a lot of effort. He send a lot of effort, financial wise, and he's a labor thing. He come in here. Even before his death, about a month ago, he still come to temple here. He still go to service. He's wonderful. Only about 2 weeks after final day, he cannot come. But he come the last month. He still come. He's a wonderful person. That's all I want to talk to you today. If you have any question about the metta, the karuna, I try to answer your question. Yes.
How is the idea of the Buddhist loving kindness different from, I guess, other religious loving kindness?
I have a problem hearing.
He's asking how loving kindness in Buddhism is different than practicing kindness in other religions.
You know, Buddha is very sincere. He teaches the way of life. He doesn't take the theory or the dogma. Some people, some other religion, they have a dogma tell you have to do this, do that, so you save. Buddha didn't say that. Buddha, he did himself. He showed you an example. That's the way he did it, okay? He didn't see Buddha say anything theory. It's not theory. That's the practice. Like he cared for the patient. He cared for the patient himself. He do the kindness, he did himself. The karuna, he did himself. He give example. You look at his life example. It's not the theory. A lot of other religion, that's their theory. It's easy to say, but it's difficult to practice it. Okay? I can say, God, a little good thing, but I didn't do it. I become a hypocrite. But if I say it, you see, you say, oh, he did it. And he showed to me, okay? Buddha, that's the way he did it. Everything, you know, he never tell you something. He never preach you. He didn't do the preaching. His life is example. Example. Yeah. You look over, you see it. It's a very good example. He never imposed. He never say that, I'm the Buddha. I say something, you have to believe it. You have to trust me. And you have to follow it. It's my order. It's like I impose on you. He never say that. He just say that practice loving kindness, practice loving compassion. And he practiced it. Okay? There one time, one very sick monk. He gets sick, he stay in bed. Nobody care for him. So Buddha come with Ananda. He said, why come? Nobody care for you. He said, oh, I have a diarrhea. I'm dirty. And I'm sick. So they didn't pay attention to me. So he tell Ananda, said, go to get the water. You and me do the cleaning and take care of him. So he showed the example. He didn't blame the other people. He didn't call the people by name. He didn't say, oh, you're bad. How come you didn't take care of your brother? He didn't say that. He did it himself. Okay? He said, get Ananda, his attendant. He said, get the water. You and me, we do the cleaning. We care. Okay? Like for example, one time, one old lady, she wanted to thread the needle. He gave to Buddha. Buddha bent down, get the needle, and he thread the thread, and that for needle. Give back to the lady. He didn't ask the Ananda, Ananda, do it for her. He did himself. You see, that's the way he teach. The way Buddha teaches, wonderful teaching. Everything is example. Okay, like many good monks, they didn't teach by preaching. They teach by what they do it. Okay, they do it. Like the monk in San Francisco, the 10,000 Buddha temple. He's a wonderful person too. He teach by example. Okay, and he come very poor. He come to America very poor, and after that he built up the temple, the huge temple, and he died. He didn't bring that. He didn't give to some Chinese temple. They tried some Chinese monk from China. They want to come to take over the temple. He said, oh, because the master, the abbot is Chinese, so we come here to take over. He said, no. He gave to the American monk, Henshaw, because Henshaw extremely good monk. He said, Henshaw, he's be the abbot, not you guys. Have nothing to do with you guys. Because he thought, oh, we are Chinese monk, and you're Chinese abbot, so we come here to take over the temple. He said, no. And you know Henshaw? Henshaw, he's a young American guy, well educated, come from a very rich family. He have a 2 master's degree, and his father is the well-known lawyer, and his father is Catholic, but for some reason he want to be a monk. Okay, so he come to see the Chinese master. The Chinese master says that you cannot be a monk. He said, why? You're good looking, you're highly educated, you come from a rich family. You're Catholic? He said, no, I want to be a monk. He said, I give you a challenge. I said, what kind of challenge, teacher? He said, 3 steps, you bow down. 3 steps, you bow. Oh, it's not easy. He said, not easy. From San Francisco to Seattle, okay, about 1,900 miles. He bowed for 3 years. And people said, oh, you're foolish? You're superstitious? You bow. He said, I didn't bow to anybody. I bow to myself. I practice modesty, humility. I bow to my inner self, my Buddha nature. I didn't bow to anybody. I didn't bow to the external Buddha. There's no Buddha outside, but Buddha inside myself. And 3 years and a half he did. Now he become extremely good monk. Now he speak Chinese fluently. He do the teaching in Chinese. And now he's abbot of the 10,000 Buddha temple in San Francisco. You see, that's the wonderful thing. That's the way the good teacher teaches the student. It's no discrimination, nothing, And that's the way. Buddha is the same way. He teaches by example. Okay? Answer your question? Any other question? Buddhism is a very, very good religion. It's not really philosophy, it's comprehensive. It's a philosophy, it's psychology, it's a way of life, it's a scientific. You can find everything in Buddhism. The more you study, the more you love it. Because it makes you awaken. It makes you your true self, okay? You make yourself a better person, and you learn how to trust yourself. I said, I'm a good person. I'm inherently a good person. Some people, they think that they believe they're a good person. They are a good person. Even you said a bad guy, inside the bad guy, there's something good. You see, the killer, they still love their family. They still want to go back to their family. You see some gang in Mexico, they have a gang, they trade drugs. They still have their family. They go back to see their family. They get caught, they go to prison because they love their family. Okay? You see, like that many bad guy like Stalin still have a daughter, still have children. Mao Zedong, he's a bad guy. He still have family. Okay? They still have family. Okay? They still have love. Something there you see, they still have it. So within themselves have something good. Maybe the occasion come up, they can transform themselves. They become a good person again. Okay? Any other question? If you have no question, we transfer the merit and we go chanting. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Any positive karmic action you want to transfer to within wisdom, the alignment. Inviting the bell. Bodhi,
speech and mind in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home.
Incense offering. In
gratitude we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space, and may it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our whole heart, mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home.
Opening verse. The
incense in the censer now is burning. All the Dharma realm in every place, auspicious clouds appearing. Our sincere intention thus fulfilling, as all Buddhas now show their perfect body. Homage to the incense cloud canopy, Bodhisattva and great Bodhisattvas.
First is for bowing, we bow together.
Homage to the eternally abiding Buddhas, the supreme Dharma and sagely Sangha throughout the Dharma realm and the realm empty space and 3 periods of time.
Homage
to the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha Maitreya, honored future Buddha Manjushri, great wisdom Bodhisattva, universal great conduct Bodhisattva, guarding Deva Bodhisattvas, and the glorious mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Homage
to Amitabha Buddha in the land of ultimate bliss, Avalokiteshvara, great compassion Bodhisattva, great strength Bodhisattva, earth store great vow Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great pure sea-lang Bodhisattva.
The great Kapasa mantra.
Namo, great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo, great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo, great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
Namo
Ratnatrayaya, Namo Aryavadokiteshavaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasatvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Om Sarvaravaye, Sudanadasya, Namoskitva Himamarya, Varokiteshvara Ramdava, Namo Narakendi, Hri Mahavaswami, Sarvarha Sarva Sattva Namo Vastava Namo Vakamavitatu Tanyatha Om Avaloke Lokate Karati Hiri Mahabodhisattva Sarva Sarva Mala Mala Mahi Mahi Hridayam Koro Koro Karmam Doro Doro Vijati Mahavijati Dara Dara Dirini Shvaraya Chala Chala Mama Vimala Muktilehi Ehi Shina Shina Asham Prashari Vishva Vishvam Prashaya Olo Olo Mara Olo Olo Hri Sara Sara Siri Siri Soro Soro Bodhiya Bodhiya Bodhaya Bodhaya Maitreya Narakendi Rishanina Vayamana Swaha Siddhaya Swaha Mahasiddhaya Swaha Siddhayogi Shvaraya Swaha Narakendi Swaha Maranara Swaha Sirasimha Mokhaya Swaha Sarva Mahasiddhaya Swaha Chakra Siddhaya Swaha Padmakasaya Swaha Narakendi Vagalaya Swaha Mavari Sankaraya Swaha Namo Ratnatrayaya Namo Arya Valokiteshvaraya Swaha Om Siryanto Mantra Padaya Swaha.
The Dhamma
Body is bringing morning light and concentration. My heart is at peace. A half smile is born on my lips. This is a new day, and I vow to go through it in mindfulness. The sun of wisdom has risen, shining every direction. Noble Sangha, diligently bring your mind into meditation. Namo Shakyamuneye Buddhaya. Namo Shakyamuneye Buddhaya. Namo Shakyamuneye Buddhaya.
verses for opening his sutra. The
unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
touching the earth, the one who
bows and the one who is bowed to are both by nature empty. Therefore the communication communication between the mids inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the Netta Vindra, reflecting all Buddhas everywhere, as my own person reflects in all Buddhas, to whom with my whole life I go for refuge.
Offering
light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Teaching
and living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusion. Shakyamuni Buddha, the awakened one, to whom we bow in gratitude. Through ignorance, awakening our hearts and our minds, Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of great understanding, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Working
mindfully working joyfully for the sake of all beings, Samantabhadra, the Bodhisattva of great action, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Responding
to suffering, serving beings in countless ways, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Seed of
awakening and loving kindness in children, sprouts, and all beings. Treya, the Buddha to be born, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Showing
the way fearlessly and compassionately, the stream of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude.
The Dhamma
is deep and lovely. We now have a chance to see it and practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning.
Of the Paramita, the
Bodhisattva Avalokita, while moving in the discourse of Prajna Paramita, shed light on the 5 skandhas and found them equally empty. After this penetration, he overcame ill-being. Listen, Shariputra, form is emptiness, emptiness is form, form is not other than empty. Emptiness is not other than form. The same is true with feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with empty. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore in empty there is neither form nor feelings, no perceptions, nor mental formations, nor conscious, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of, no realms of elements, no interdependence dependent origins, and no extinction of no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, ending, no attainment. Because there is no attainment, the Bodhisattvas ground in Prajnaparamita find no for their minds having no obstacles, they overcome fear, liberating themselves forever from illusion and realizing perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present, and future arrive at Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore one should know that perfect understanding is the highest mantra, the unequaled mantra, the destroyer of ill-being, the incorruptible truth, the mantra of Prajnaparamita should therefore be proclaimed. Gate gate para samgat. Bodhi swaha gate gate para samgate. Bodhi swaha gate gate para samgate. Bodhi swaha.
Invoking the Bodhisattva's name, we invoke
your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to the suffering in the world. You know how to listen in order to understand. We invoke your name and practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying, and also being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person.
We invoke your name.
Manjushri, we aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into the hearts of people. We will look tension and open-heartedness. We will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will look without judging or reacting. We will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering through the permanent and selfless nature of all that is. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bonds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species.
We invoke
your name, Samanta Bhadra. We aspire to practice your vow to act with the eyes and heart of compassion, to bring joy to one person in the morning and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that that the happiness of others is our happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the path of serve. We know that every word, every look, every action, and every smile can bring happiness to others. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our loved ones and for all species.
We invoke
Kritigarbha, we aspire to learn your way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, and despair, so we can bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places. We are determined not to forget about or abandon those in desperate situations. We will do our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffer, those whose cries for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know hell can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best not to contribute to creating more hells on earth and to help lies the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that like the earth we can always be supportive and faithful to those in need.
the three refuges. I take refuge
in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness.
dwelling
In the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty. In the world, dwelling in the refuge of Dharma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Refuge in the Buddha, in myself I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love, taking refuge in the Dharma. In myself I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation, taking refuge in the Sangha. In myself I aspire to help all people build fourfold communities to embrace all being and support their transformation.
Sharing the merit.
Reciting the sutras, practicing the way of awareness gives rise to benefits without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path.